call for early implementation of Register of Indigenous Inhabitants of Nagaland has gained momentum. Tribal bodies, civil society organizations and NGOs in the state took to the streets today in support of their demands. Protesters held rallies across the state and submitted a representation to Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio through the respective deputy commissioners. The peaceful protest rally is being held under the banner of Joint Committee on Prevention of Illegal Immigrants. As per JCPI convener Atomi Su, the exercise of RIIN is an initiative of the state government to which the tribal Hohos and civil society organizations of Nagaland had endorsed and unequivocally declared their support to the exercise of RIIN. He added that Bano's commission, which was set up for RIIN, had consulted all sections of society and had successfully submitted the comprehensive report, which was rectified and approved by the cabinet. However, the JCPI leader expressed concern over the fact as to why the government has failed to implement the RIIN when all the associated exercises have been completed. Atomi Su also maintained that delay of implementation of RIIN will be a big threat to the Naga society, affecting the social, economic and political scenario in the state. And he also added that without RIIN, ILP cannot be implemented.
More than 2 years have passed since the Nagaland government had proposed for the implementation of Register of Indigenous Inhabitants of Nagaland here in the state. The call for the early implementation of RIIN has gained momentum once again as various tribal bodies from all over the state are holding peaceful protest rally and to submit a representation to the Chief Minister through the respective district deputy commissioners. I'm here at the Deputy Commissioner of Dimapu's office where the rally has been conducted and they are going to submit the representation to the DC. I'm being joined by the convener of the JCPI, Mr. Su, who will be telling us more on this. What are some of the issues and the adverse effect that will come upon the Naga people if the implementation of RIIN is not being done at the earliest?
The issue of influx of illegal immigrants is a very big threat to our society. So if RIIN is not implemented, we cannot issue ILP. And without ILP, our state will be flooded by illegal immigrants, which will certainly have economic, political and social impact on our society.
So what are some of the demands of the tribal bodies here in the state to the Nagaland government?
Fortunately, today we have 48 organizations participating, which shows the sincerity of the people. It is our demand that RIIN be implemented as soon as possible. The government has come halfway. They have constituted a committee called the Banu Jamiz Committee, and the committee has submitted its report to the government, and it has been approved by the cabinet. But unfortunately, it has not been legislated, so it does not have the legal authority. That is the reason we are pressing the government to have it legislated and enforce it as a law.
Yeah, because this is perhaps the proposal of the government, but the government has failed to implement this in due time. That is why after a lapse of 2.5 years, for more than 2.5 years, it could not be effectively implemented. That is why the Nagas all over Nagaland have staged this peaceful protest rally, not to go against the government, but supporting the proposals of the government, asking government to immediately and effectively implement the so-called RIIN in Nagaland.
What are some of the fears that the tribal bodies have in case if this RIIN is not implemented in the state at the earliest time?
Well, Nagaland being a small state with a scant population, unless this is effectively implemented, our fear is not for any other reasons, but outsiders from Nagaland, they will come and then take all the business opportunities. Not only that, our tradition, culture and customs will be also badly damaged. That is why, while welcoming all the business communities and then outsiders to Nagaland, we wish that they come with proper documents so that it will not have any adverse effects to the local population.